gents, how we doing? Hope you're well. My bad, I'm a bit late. Was running a bit late. Hope, hope you're well. Got Daniele Schulmann coming on. Professional player in Israel. Plays also on the Israeli national team. Originally from the U.S. So it should be a good one. Hope you're all staying safe and well during the quarantine. I know you missed these IG Live workouts. Maybe they'll come back soon. You guys missed the IG Live workouts? Let me know. Give me a quick thumbs up. We had a good one yesterday with Become Elite. Legend, that guy. So... She's hopping on now, so about to start it up.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
How are you?
Good, good. Where are you?
In Florida, Naples, Florida.
Solid, solid.
Took the
How's
road
everything going?
trip. Good. Everything's good. And you?
Yeah, good, good. How was the Corona situation in New Jersey?
In Jersey, it's pretty bad. Actually, where I live, I think it's one of the worst in the country in Bergen County.
Really? Wow.
Um, but I mean, I just stayed in the house all the time, and I don't really watch the news, so I wasn't up to date on
Yeah, I
everything.
feel you. Yeah, I feel you.
How's it over there in Israel? It seems like it's clearing up quicker there.
Yeah, it's you know how they are. I mean, they're insane with their security and yeah, I mean everything, gyms are starting to open up and restaurants next week, so oh, it should be good.
Lucky.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I see you've been getting some good training in.
Yeah, of course, have to.
Yeah. So if you could just, introduce yourself to the people, where you're from, how old you are, and kind of a little behind the scenes about your journey.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Daniele Schulmann. I'm 30 years old. I'm from New Jersey, and I've been playing professionally in Israel for the last 2.5 seasons, half because it got cut off from Corona. Um, I grew up training, doing gymnastics, training mixed martial arts, and I started playing soccer when I was like 10 years old, and I fell in love, and that was just my sport from then on out. So I've been playing now for 20 years.
Wow.
And yeah, what more? What do you want to know about the journey?
So kind of like, yeah, like, what clubs did you play for growing up, and then, kind of get into the college level, and then when you sign your first pro contract,
So
just a
I
little bit of
started
that.
at 10 years old.
Hmm.
So after I stopped doing gymnastics, it became too much for me. My one friend asked me if I wanted to play in a recreational league. And I was like,
Hmm.
sure, yeah, why not? That'll be
Yeah.
fun. So, and my uncle used to play soccer. My grandfather used to play soccer,
Hmm.
and it was my uncle that like he came to all my gymnastics stuff, like everything. Like I just wanted to be like him.
Hmm. Hmm.
So then my friend asked me if I wanted to play. I was like, yeah, why not? And from the first practice, I fell in love with it. Like I was pretty good right off the start.
Yeah.
Um, and then it continued from there. I played for a few clubs. I don't think anyone in Israel will know them. I started with the Americans, then I went to the Torpedoes, their clubs in Jersey, then
Hmm.
to Arsenal, and then to World Class. And I played
Hmm.
on a U18 team for 3 years.
Wow.
We went to nationals my junior year. We got third in nationals.
Hmm.
Um, then from there, got where did I go? I went to playing college. I played at three different colleges.
Wow.
I
Which
played
colleges?
my University of Maryland was my first year. It was
Mm-hmm.
a little too far from home, so
Mm-hmm.
I ended up switching and going closer to home to Seton Hall, which was also the same coach from my club, my last club team, the
Oh,
U18 team that
wow.
I played for. I went there, and that school was too small, like nothing around there. So I ended up at UConn, University of Connecticut, for
Mm-hmm.
3 years. So I was in college 5 years.
Wow, awesome. Awesome. So what position do you play?
I play attacking center mid and striker. Actually, most of my career I played striker, and
Mm-hmm.
then I've switched the last few years. I rather play under
Yeah, for sure.
as the 10. Or switching
Mm-hmm.
back and forth between the 9 and the 10 is cool. Or two forwards up
Mm-hmm.
top. I like that too.
For sure. I mean, you seem pretty athletic. Do you think like the gymnastics background kind of helped you, become I'm sure become a better athlete?
I think so. I think the gymnastics and the mixed martial arts, maybe the mixed
For
martial
sure.
arts more even. But the combination of all of them, yeah, made me very athletic. I picked that kind of stuff up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Made me probably faster too, stronger.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure.
And mixed martial arts, I think, is also a really good cross training, like jujitsu
Absolutely.
and kickboxing, because with soccer you get a lot of like overuse, running, hip flexors, you get
For
tight
sure.
knees, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
high impact stuff. So to
No,
jump
that's a
into
good
like
point.
kickboxing and jujitsu, it's great core work and
Yeah.
lower impact.
Mm. No, it's a great point. I mean, you see, I know Zlatan's a black belt, so
Yeah.
yeah. So how did you kind of sign your first professional contract? What was the journey? I mean, just to take listeners through kind of from the women's side, how it
That
works.
was a process. My first professional contract was a process. So
Mm-hmm.
I graduated in 2013, and then I went to preseason with Sky Blue, which is an NWSL, the premier league in the United States, which is one of the best leagues in the world for
Mm-hmm.
women's soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't sign me. They signed me as a practice player. So with no money, just as a practice player.
Mm-hmm.
Following year, I right before tryouts again in preseason, I tore my ACL.
Oh
The
wow.
following year after that, like I just came off my ACL and I got invited to preseason at in Portland with the Portland Thorns. I went to an
Okay.
open tryout. The coach liked me, invited me to preseason, but
Mm-hmm.
mentally I wasn't like prepared, so my
Yeah, yeah.
confidence wasn't high enough, and I didn't do well in preseason, so they released me. So then I
Mm.
trained for like after that, getting released there. I say I trained for like 6 to 8 months,
Wow.
a lot. Like
Yeah.
maybe the last 4 months, I was doing like 12 sessions a week.
Wow. Just to pick your brain a little because I think this is huge. It's like the ability to just be persistent and keep going. Like, what were you feeling like? Obviously, I think the hardest thing about football is the emotional and mental roller coaster. So, like, what were you feeling and how did you keep going? Because I think the ability to take those emotions in and like just say fuck it and keep going is why you're here today.
Right. Um, I think it's just because how much I love the game. So even though they told me,
For
okay,
sure.
no, you weren't good enough and sent me home, okay, it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop playing. I like
Mm-hmm.
that's all I want to do is play soccer. It's my love, it's my passion. So it's not really the goal that is the end result. It's the
For
journey that I'm
sure.
focused on and enjoying the game and
For
enjoying
sure.
my life.
For sure.
So I
No, I
did
think
end
that's
up
a
getting signed after that year. So
mm-hmm.
2016, I ended up going to preseason, getting called up through the open tryout to preseason, and I got signed that year, 2016, to Sky Blue
Wow.
in NWSL. So
So
it
what do
took
you just go back to an open tryout and
right. So each
uh
year I had to go through an open tryout to get invited to
mm-hmm.
preseason, which I did get invited to preseason every year, but then 2016 was the first year I signed my professional contract.
Wow.
I
Awesome.
also, that same year, was the first tournament I played with the Israeli national team.
Wow.
We
And
went to
how did that
Cyprus.
process kind of go? How did they see you and how did that are you half Israeli? Are you full Israeli?
My grandma was born in Israel, and my oldest
Wow.
uncle was born in Israel.
Wow.
I made Aliyah so I could play with the
Okay.
national team.
For
So
sure.
my
For sure.
coach from home knew Guy Azuri. They're
Mm-hmm.
friends. So he
Okay.
made the connection, and then that was it. I came to play in the first tournament. It was 2016. We went to Cyprus. It's called the Aphrodite Cup. We won the cup,
Wow.
and the girls were amazing. Like the
Yeah.
team was amazing. Like they were just so warm, welcoming. You know, the
For
Israeli
sure.
people. They're
Yeah.
just warm
Exactly.
people. They make you feel
Yeah.
like you're at home as the
For
minute you
sure.
get there. You're
For
friends.
sure. Come over for
So
Shabbos.
exactly. The moment I got there, like I fell in love. I was like, all right, this is my team.
For sure. For sure.
So
So
then I had a
after you, oh, sorry. Keep
go
going.
ahead. No, it's good. I like it more interactive. It's better.
So, no, I mean, first off, I want to point out to a lot of people, like, I love what you said there, that, like, you said it from the first minute you got on the call, like, how much you love the game. And I think people, like, really need to tune into that, like, especially when you're going through hard times. And just like you said, enjoy that process and, like, enjoy the training. And, like, sometimes, yeah, you don't want to do it, but you have to find out why, and the love for it is really why you kept going. So I think that's, really impressive, and credit to you. And, sometimes, I get messages about like not feeling confident on the field and things like that. But I tell like younger people, it's like, try to tune into the reason you started playing the game, like your why, like when you were 9, 10 years old, like how did you feel stepping onto the pitch? Like, regardless of what people were thinking of you, what your parents thought, why did you start playing? Like, you need to figure that out for yourself. Like, no one's gonna put that in your mind. Like, you have to be the one to figure that out for yourself. And I think, just like you said, loving the process is huge.
I also think what you just touched on is important too, like not having confidence on the field. I don't think people just have confidence automatically. Like I
For sure.
have days where I'm less confident, days where I'm more confident. It's always like a fight with yourself or trying to listen to the positive self-talk. Or sometimes I'll
Hmm.
have a bad game, and if I have a bad game and I think I didn't play well, then I'll go to the park and I'll do extra work that I think my teammates aren't doing so
Love
I
that.
can feel better for myself.
For sure. For
So
sure.
you have to find things to do that will help your confidence level and your mental state. Like you just have to find something that works for you. For
For
me,
sure.
it's like making sure if I had bad touches in the game, okay, now I'm going to go to the park tomorrow or the next day and I want to get those touches in and make sure they're sharper. So that way, the
Hmm.
next game I'm going into, now I'm confident that I practiced it again.
Absolutely. No, and it's just like you said, I always touch on that as well. It's that kind of obsessive mindset. Like, it has its pros and its cons. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Um, for me, it's like putting in that extra work and like taking care of every little detail, like your touches, your nutrition, your sleep, your mental training, like taking care of all those details, like it helps you, I think, tons mentally and tons physically. When you step across that white line, that you put in the work. You know that you put in more work than your opponent. Like, if you are truly obsessed and you truly love the game, you'll know mentally, like, fuck, I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. And then physically, indirectly, it just transitions, and you see it on the pitch, and you can start to smile. And I've talked about it with many people here on the podcast before. It's like, you take the game slowly, you connect passes, and then you start to build the confidence, and you could start
Right.
doing more things.
Exactly. I also want to say I still haven't figured that part out 100%. The mental part. It's a process, and I think it always will be. Just like you're never perfect on the field, I'm never
Absolutely.
perfect mentally. So don't get frustrated with it if you have a bad game and then you have a good game. Just know that even professional players are always working on that. I'm always working on it too.
Of course, of course. No, I mean, I think, everything is just a mental battle. And like you said, I was thinking about it earlier today, and I went to go train at a field, and the field was open yesterday. Like I think some kids like snipped the fence, so I like snuck under. So I went back again today, 30-minute drive. It's locked. So I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? So I train on the concrete, and then I was like, just like adding to that, it's like every situation is not gonna be perfect. You're not gonna have like a beautiful pitch to train on all the time. I saw you training tons in your house. It's not perfect. Like it's not gonna be fun all the time, but like you said, it's about going through those ups and downs, these corona periods, these times where we can't train on, nice pitches where the pros are actually made, because that's what, it's the consistency of the training that actually breeds results.
Exactly. And it's also easier to be consistent if you really love the game. Okay,
For sure.
running and the strength training, that stuff's not always fun. But actually for me, I learned to like it since I guess I did it from such a young age that I like it. Like I'm on vacation now. My family and my house, who I live with, we're all quarantined together, came on vacation. We bring a whole gym with us. We bring our yoga mats and our pull-up bar, and just everything we bring is to train. That's our vacation.
Sure. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. So when you signed your contract in 2016, where'd your journey kind of take you after that?
So 2016, I signed with Sky Blue. They're in the NWSL. I played 3 games because I had a lot of injuries that season. I don't know if it was from overworking for 4 months and then went in, and the level is much different between college and NWSL. Big difference. Sure. The players there.
In what way?
So, every way. Yeah. Like the athleticism, the knowledge of the game, the technical part of everything. There's only 10 teams, 20 girls per team signed in the States. So that's 200 girls in the country.
Yeah, crazy.
So it's very competitive. I thought my body was ready for it, but it wasn't. So I had a lot of injuries, like my right hip, then my left hip, then my right groin, then my left groin, then my hamstring. So I was out most of it. So the following season, I had a problem. The coach thought I was going to be injured again a lot. And I ended up deciding to come to Israel. They offered me a good contract. Couldn't say no. I was like, let me use soccer to explore my culture, my family's heritage.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went to Israel. I signed with Kiryat Gat, lived in Tel Aviv, and I did the commute for...
How long is that?
An hour, 45, 50 minutes on the train, but take a bus to the train, and a train to a taxi, and a taxi to practice, and the same thing on the way back.
The grind.
Yeah. So it ended up being I would leave at 4:35 and get home back to Tel Aviv around 10:30, 11.
Awesome.
But we won the championship that year, so it was worth it.
Wow.
It's fun. Yeah. And I loved it. I loved living in Tel Aviv and playing.
Best city in the world, hands down. Easily. When I came over here in April, last April, and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm making Aliyah. That's it. First year, yeah. This what is it? 11 months. Yeah, 11 months.
Nice.
Still can't speak much Hebrew, but no, I live in Haifa.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. If I lived in, I lived in Tel Aviv for the first 2 months, and I just can't, I couldn't focus. There's just too much going on, so.
I'm at the beach almost every day when I'm there.
Yeah, of course. Well, you get tan, I'd get red, so,
Have you played foot volley?
No, but my friends are, this summer I have to do it for sure.
I learned that. I didn't know about that game at all till I came to Israel. I was in my apartment. I was like, I'm not going to stay here alone. Let me go to the beach. Sat at the beach. I saw all these guys playing. They were amazing. They told me to come play with them, and that's my second love now. Foot volley and soccer.
Wow.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Takes a while to learn, huh?
I played soccer, tennis a lot growing up, and it's pretty similar. So it was pretty easy for me to pick it up. I'm not Natalia, but I'm trying to work up to it.
I played the that I think it's called tech ball with the
I love that game. They have it
We
at
were,
Fishman Beach.
yeah, okay, I gotta
Yes,
check it out.
they have
We were
it.
playing it in my
One,
apartment.
you have one in your apartment?
No, we have a table, so we were just we were just
Oh.
playing, and you know, the downstairs neighbors, you know, they made a couple calls, so we had to chill.
But they have the actual table at Fishman Beach, and then I
Yeah.
think they have a few of them at Haricon Park set
Mm-hmm.
up too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. But yeah, if you could take us a little bit into like you know, your approach to nutrition and diet and things like that. Um,
So, I don't know. I feel like there's so many things about nutrition
for
and
sure.
diet, and everyone believes something else. But
For sure.
right now, I'm on like not vegan
Oh
because I eat
wow.
eggs and I eat fish, and occasionally, like let's say once a month, I'll eat like chicken or whatever. But I
For
don't
sure.
think it's so healthy to be eating so much animal products. And
For
when I was
sure.
younger, I grew up eating it for every meal. Like if I didn't have chicken or eggs or some kind of protein like that, animal protein at every meal, it wasn't a meal.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
got an
kind of how I
Israeli
grew up.
background.
And then now I kind of think totally different. I watched that movie. What was that movie?
Game changers. Here we go.
Game Changers. So
My
I
roommate
watched
just became vegan because of it.
because of that. So I
Yeah,
watched that, and I didn't decide I'm going to become vegan because of it, because then you can see something that's on the other side, like the keto diet, and watch a documentary on that, and that can
for sure.
bring you to that side too.
For
So
sure.
I kind of decided I think it's best to be somewhere in between. I
For
think
sure.
that fruits and vegetables is something that's healthy on and no one's going to tell you fruit and vegetables aren't healthy, so I try to eat mostly a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Hmm.
And then, like, for breakfast, I'll alternate between one morning I'll have eggs and one morning I'll have potatoes and Beyond Meat. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a
Yeah.
vegan meat.
Hmm.
When I'm in Israel, I think I eat humshuka maybe
Yeah.
4 or 5 times a week.
Wait, what's
Hummus,
humshuka?
hummus with shakshuka mixed
Ah,
without the
okay,
egg,
okay,
though.
okay.
Then I'll
Ah,
put some
without the egg.
eggplant on top.
Solid. I
Bomb.
gotta try that. Okay.
So good.
Yeah.
But I eat a lot of hummus when I'm there. It's a good protein.
Hmm.
Um, Whole foods,
For sure.
not a lot of processed stuff.
For sure.
Um, Beans,
Hmm.
lentil
Hmm.
soups, salads. Yeah, just mostly whole foods, and try to not eat so. I try not to eat so much animal products. That's general.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. No, I mean that. I agree with that as well. Like all my meals are like based around vegetables, and I eat a lot of fish as well. And I
Fish
think
too.
just like you said, I mean, getting like the good thing about animal products and like chicken and beef is like you can get like a quick source of protein, you know, but if you're well prepared and like you're very dedicated, like cooking lentils and just like you said, all those beans are really good for you. And you know, the problem with all these animal products nowadays is like they're injected with tons of hormones
Right.
and tons of BS, and you don't know like where the meat's been, and it could cause bad reactions. So I agree with on
Exactly.
that standpoint. And for me about diet, it's like I always tell people like I think the most important part is as long as you can stay consistent and you know keep up with it, go for it. You know, keto,
Yeah.
vegan, whatever it is, do what works for you. You know.
Yeah. I also don't eat any dairy. Dairy I
Yeah,
cut
for
out
sure.
completely. So I drink like oat milk and almond milk and cashew
Same.
milk and all different ones. I switch them up so I'm not always having the same thing. Tofu I
Hmm.
also do sometimes, not
For sure.
too much either, because I think anything in too high quantity cannot
Yeah,
be good for you.
absolutely. Absolutely. No, you're 100% right, and I completely agree with you. Take any supplements or things like that, or
NutriBio, do you know NutriBio?
no, I don't.
So
You got
NutriBio
a
is a
coupon code for
supplement
that?
company. Ah,
Coupon
I have a
code?
coupon. No.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. No, but it's my dad's best friend's company. It's the only company that I'll use. He's also Jewish too, by the way.
Okay,
But
solid.
he was the first company to ever have an open label, You know how like sometimes it'll be like proprietary blend?
Ah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah, yeah.
never
Okay.
had a proprietary blend. It always had an open label and how much of everything was in it. So they were the first company to do it. And I think now
Wow.
many companies do it. I actually went
Mm-hmm.
to their factory last year and like saw
Wow.
how they make everything and where they make it, and I just
Uh-huh.
know everything that he makes is pure. So
That's
that's the only company
quality.
that I'll trust. And
Mm-hmm.
they have a really good pre-workout. They have a good post-workout, BCAAs, everything that you want. They have good
Mm-hmm.
proteins, protein powders, vegan. Then they also have grass-fed ones. They have really good flavors too.
Mm. Awesome.
You should check it out.
Awesome. For sure. For
NutraBio.
sure. NutraBio. I'll check it out. Is it Israeli based?
No,
No. Okay.
but they almost did like a space called them up. They wanted to do a contract with them. I don't know
Oh,
whatever
really?
happened
Wow.
with it. I don't know if it ended up not being
Wow.
worth it because the import. I don't really know, but
Mm-hmm. Solid. And then also, I wanted to ask you, a little bit about like your gym work. You do any like additional gym work?
I do.
How often? How do you look at it?
So now with this quarantine and I can't get to a gym, I've been doing everything body weight. And I've been posting a live. I did a live session this morning at 10.
Awesome.
I do a full body workout. So I've been doing
Mm-hmm.
like 8 exercises. I work 25 seconds on, 15 seconds rest. It's high
Solid.
interval training.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like 3 rounds of it, and the same workout that I do on Wednesday live with people is the same
Mm-hmm.
workout I do it another 2 times a week. I try to do
Solid.
it 3 times a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I change it every week.
For sure.
So that's what I've been doing. Now you can check it out. I have one that's live right now. It'll be live until tomorrow, so it'll be live for the next 20 hours or something. If you want to check
Sounds
it out,
good.
and then I post it the
For sure.
next day.
Yeah. Sounds
Then
good.
when I can go to a gym, I do more weight stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
mostly posterior chain, a lot
For
of
sure.
glute work and hamstring stuff. Because for soccer
Mm-hmm.
players, we're usually quad dominant already. I try to stay away from hitting my quads at all. They're
For
too
sure.
much.
For
I
sure.
work the other side. Pull-ups,
Absolutely.
I do every
Solid.
other day
Wow.
while I'm making my breakfast. I'll be making
Wow.
breakfast and I go do a set of pull-ups. Make my breakfast, go do a set of pull-ups. The
Solid.
same thing with push-ups. If anyone in my family is about to do a workout and they ask me, "Hey, you want to work out?" Yeah, I jump in. So that's
Wow.
kind
I
of
love that.
my way. If other people are working out, I have to do it with them. I can't say no.
Yeah. No, I
On
feel you.
top
I'm the
of,
same way. No, I mean, your family sounds like it's a fitness lifestyle over there, so that's solid.
yeah, it's good. Where are
Um,
you from? You're
ha-
from New York,
from New York, from yeah, Long Island.
so you know Tiger Schulmann's.
Of course, of course.
So that's my family.
Oh, really?
So
Wow,
Tiger Schulmann is
unbelievable.
my dad. So that's why I
Wow,
grew
oh,
up doing
wow.
martial arts. And
Okay.
my whole family's involved in it. And that's why we're all into
Wow,
fitness and training.
that's
And
that's awesome. Wow. How many? You guys are spread all over. How many
I
locations do you
think
have?
there's 50 locations.
Wow. And it was um, based in Jersey or in New York?
First one, I think, was in, I don't know if it was Jersey, New York, or Pennsylvania. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
Pennsylvania. No, I think
Okay.
it was in Chestnut Ridge.
I've heard of Chestnut
I
Ridge.
don't remember. I don't remember. It's ridiculous. My dad built the first school by hand. I should know where it is.
Wow. He wouldn't be happy with that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I think a lot of like martial artists and MMA fighters are very big into body weight. So
Yeah,
you notice like honestly lately, like I've been doing a lot of body weight and I've been enjoying it more. It's like, I don't know, you just feel so much more in control, and
yeah,
obviously the added weight's good, and it's obviously necessary, but there's nothing like a good solid body weight session.
yeah. I like the body weight too. Even when I'm at the gym, the only thing I try to load up on are hip thrusts. That's
For
it.
sure.
Just
For
to hit
sure.
my glutes.
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, I don't really put a lot of weight. I do a lot of single leg stuff, like pistol
Mm-hmm.
squats or
For sure.
Bulgarian split squats, rear foot elevated
Mm-hmm.
split squats. I'll put some weight
Mm-hmm.
on those.
For
Or
sure.
hold a dumbbell for the pistol squats.
Mm,
But I like body weight stuff. Push-ups,
for
pull-ups,
sure. The
inverted
best.
rows with the TRX.
Yeah, nothing
I
better.
like that kind of stuff. Works everything
Hmm.
together. I'd never use machines.
For
I just
sure.
need a floor, free weights.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I mean, it's, because when when you don't use machines, you feel like you said, even if you're doing, inverted rows on the TRX, you're doing pull-ups, you're doing push-ups, you involve the core and you have to
Yeah,
stabilize throughout the movement. And
exactly.
when you're doing machines,
You can leave your
you're
core loose.
exactly, and
Yeah,
you're isolating muscles like a bodybuilder and not an athlete.
exactly.
Did you study, personal training? Because you seem to have pretty good knowledge on
I don't,
it.
but
No,
I've done
okay,
it since I was a kid. When I was
for
a kid, we
sure.
had a gym in my basement. So my
Yeah.
dad would come home from work and we would work out together. So
Wow.
since I was really young, that's what I did for fun, I guess.
For sure. Yeah, I feel you. In terms of recovery, you do any yoga, foam rolling, meditation,
Yoga.
any
Yeah,
yoga? Oh, I love
meditation I
yoga.
don't. Maybe I should.
You got to
I
get
try
on
to.
that. You got to get on that.
I can't with the breathing. I start laughing. I shouldn't be laughing, I know, but
Have you heard of
hard.
Wim Hof?
Who?
Wim Hof.
No.
You after we get off this, check him up. He's got an app. It's called the Wim Hof Method.
Yoga?
Unbelievable. Like no, it's like a form of meditation, but it's like I'm the same with you. Like it's very hard to get into a meditative state sometimes. So for me, it's like I need to be focused on something, and like this app like kind of guides you through this breathing, and like the state it puts you in is incredible, and like how you feel during it, and I would definitely
Have to be
recommend it
alone to do it.
for
Like
sure, for sure,
alone in a dark room by myself
for
so I
sure,
can focus.
for sure.
But what about yoga? Like sometimes there's like a yoga class online I watch and it's not what I want. I want specific yoga for a soccer player because my hip
Sure.
flexors are so tight. My hamstrings are so tight. Like I need a specific yoga to stretch out my lower body.
Mm-hmm.
You know anyone good? Any good one good to follow for that kind of stuff?
I mean, do you know yoga with Adrian? Do you know yoga with Adrian?
I just did that with my cousin yesterday morning, and I was irritated a little bit after. I was like, "That's not what I needed." Like I stretched just my hamstrings for 1 minute and 26 minutes of breathing and planking, and I don't want to do. The thing is, I don't want to do strength exercises or core exercises with my
I feel
yoga.
you.
I do that separately. I want to stretch
No,
out
I
my
feel you.
legs and get more flexible with my lower body, even upper body, but just all stretches. Do it
I mean,
has to be like that.
I have a good mobility routine, but it's not like lift your leg and put it in between your
Okay, so
feet. Like
maybe
it's
I need
not
to start
guided,
doing yours.
It's just like, all right, we're gonna stretch the feet, 60 seconds, bang. All right, we're gonna stretch the
That's what
quads,
I
bang.
like.
It's no flow,
That's what I
no flow,
need.
like no spiritual
Wait, I need to
stuff
put my
involved,
phone
you
on the
know?
charger. I'm gonna percent, not so bad. 20% battery.
Ah, yeah, you'll be good. You'll be good. Um,
If it
Also for
dies,
recovery, all right,
go
it's
ahead.
all good. It's all good. No worries. What do you think of sleep? What are your thoughts on sleep?
um, I used to sleep like 9 hours a day in season.
Mm-hmm.
Now with like doing all these sessions and trying to write it up for Instagram and doing privates on Zoom live, I don't get to sleep as much because I have more things to do. But I think sleep's
Mm-hmm.
very important. Also,
For
not to
sure.
oversleep though, because sometimes if I oversleep, I'm more
Yeah.
tired. But I
Just
think
like you said
seven
with
to
the
nine
food.
hours is good for an athlete.
Yeah. Just like you said, like finding that balance and that, you know, not too much, not too little.
Right.
Which, that balance is hard. That's why it's good to meditate. But how do you like obviously you say you're very busy. You how do you unwind from football and kind of get your mind off football and training? Is it possible or?
I don't know if I do. When I was in
Yeah,
Israel, I did because I was just playing in season. I wasn't working. I wasn't working on Instagram, and I wasn't doing these things. So I would just go to the beach, play foot volley, then go to training, come back, hang with my friends. Now it's
mm,
different because I'm starting to try to do privates and try to take soccer in a different direction, along with still playing. I want
for
to be
sure.
able to train people and give them options to train similar to what you're doing,
Hmm.
and it's a lot more work than
For sure.
I thought it was going to be.
For
So
sure. For sure.
now I feel like my mind is never off of it. Before I was
For
able
sure.
to get it off.
For sure. No, I mean, I've talked with another one of my friends who I was on a live yesterday with. He's been doing it for 5 years, become elite. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's like, grown his following off the chain, and we've spoken about it before. It's like, um, honestly, what helps me relax from football and training is working on like developing my business, helping others out, doing social media. Like for me, because it's fun. I'm sure you're the
It
same
is
way. It's
fun.
like fun to help people
Fun.
out.
Yeah.
And people are like, you're working, but it's not, it's
It's work,
different,
but it's not work.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
love what you do, it's not work.
For
You never
sure.
work a
For
day in your
sure.
life.
For sure. For sure. Um, Also, I wanted to ask you, this is obviously a tough question, but it's something I always, like to ask guests is, you know, obviously there are ups and downs in football. It's a roller coaster. Was there any point that you thought about hanging up the boots?
Not yet.
Love that.
I
Great
haven't.
answer.
No.
Great answer.
And I
I
always
got,
say I feel like I'm gonna be. I had a coach or some guest coach that used to come to our practices when I was 18 years old. I think he was like 70, and he would be
wow,
practicing with us. And I always said,
wow,
that's gonna be me. I want to
wow,
play
I
until
love
I'm
that.
in a cane and I can't play anymore. Even if it's just for fun, like going
Wow,
to play pickup. But
for sure.
that's how I want to be.
Yeah, love that. Great, great attitude. So I got two more questions for you, and then I'll let you go, let you enjoy your vacation. Um, if you could go back to yourself at any age and give yourself the wisdom you have today, what age would you go to, and what would you tell yourself?
I don't know what age, maybe like when I made my first club team, to not worry about making mistakes.
Love
I
that.
always was, and maybe I'm a perfectionist or I'm too hard on myself. And if I make a mistake, I don't want to make a mistake again. Who cares? That's
For
how you
sure.
get better. To
For
make
sure.
mistakes and to fail at something over and over again, that's your best teacher.
Hmm.
If you don't make mistakes, then you're not trying.
For
So
sure.
try, make mistakes, fail over and over again, and then that's how you're gonna succeed. That's how I would
Hmm.
have been better, I think.
No, I love that. I mean, something, I don't know how it is on the girls' side, but you know, I played also in Sweden and Germany, obviously in the US, but when I first came to Israel, like everyone like seems so angry around the game. Like if someone made a mistake, it's like, you're just like down his throat. I'm like, so every time, like when I went into the huddle with the guys, like obviously I couldn't understand. I would just be like, let's just like you said in the beginning, let's go out and let's just have fun. Like, why we're here to have fun. Like, who cares if the guy made a mistake? He knows he made a mistake. She knows if she lost the ball. You don't have to tell her. You don't have to tell him.
Exactly.
They know. And
Yeah.
I think, I remember I was mentioning it to one of my friends. He's like, "Oh, you got to do a post about that," which I still have needed to do. But like, I think it's, really, I hope it'll kind of get ingrained into the game sooner or later that, yelling at your teammates is obviously you want to get the best out of your teammates, right? But being
Right.
negative never does anything.
Yeah.
And just like you said, if you are a perfectionist and type A like me as well, I'm hard on myself already. So you
Exactly.
telling
I don't
me
need
that
someone
I'm
else yelling at me. I'm already
exactly,
yelling at myself on the inside.
exactly. For
So,
sure,
yeah,
for
I
sure.
wish I could have just eased up on myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
More free to play.
For sure, for sure. No, and like you said in the beginning, I mean, just like, enjoying and having fun. I think that's the most important thing,
Yeah,
You can train all you want, you can take your supplements, get your sleep, but if you don't love the game, there's no point.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, if you could just end off, give, listeners 1 to 3 pieces of advice that
Oof.
you would have loved to give to your younger self.
I already gave you one. I don't know what else. Okay. All right. That one that I just said about don't be hard on yourself, just work. I think we talked about it already. Don't forget to enjoy the process. Don't always set this far, far goal and just
Hmm.
be working for a goal. If you want
Hmm.
to set like little incremental goals, like when I was younger and I just started juggling, like I remember one night, I still remember this night, I'm in my living room and I'm like, I need to get 10. If I don't get 10, I'm not going to sleep. And I
Yeah,
stayed up
love
until I
that.
got 10
Yeah,
and then I could go to sleep. And then I'm
love
at
that.
10. So now what's my next goal? 12? All right, the next goal I make is 12. I'm not going to make a goal of 1,000. I want to get to 1,000. How am I going to reach that and when am I going to reach that? I think it's better
Hmm.
to make little incremental goals and eventually you're going to get somewhere without even knowing you got there.
For sure. No,
And
we
three,
can end, if you want, we can end on that because I
one
think
more.
that's unreal. Okay, okay.
Okay, we can end on it.
No,
I'm just
no,
going to
no. You
talk
have
about the
one more.
relationships that you make through the game. It's not only about the sport, but it's about the relationships you make and the friendships you make playing the game, right? You're on a team together working towards the same goal with 10, 20 other girls. And those are
Absolutely,
relationships that you can have for the rest of your life. So
absolutely.
that's all, those three.
For sure. No, I want to also, cover on what you the second one and the third one. I mean,
Okay.
I think just like you said, I mean, everyone wants something very quickly. They want that immediate success, that instant gratification. Like we can take a simple example of 6-pack abs. What can I do? How many crunches do I need to do to get 6-pack abs in 30 days? And just like you said, like what's the rush? Like what's the rush? Okay, maybe beach season's coming. I get you, but what's the rush to get those abs? Like it's about the process and like seeing those incremental changes in the mirror and you know feeling better through eating better and just like you said, those small goals along the way. Like if you have a goal of juggling to 1,000, setting those goals of we do 10 today and then we'll try 20 and just like you said, everything building on top of each other, those small gains over time really add up.
Yeah, I never really had that big goal. Like I'm gonna play. When I was a kid, I never said I'm gonna play professional. I didn't have it. It was really just small things. Let me get 12 juggles. Okay, let me make this club team. Okay, now
Right.
I'm good on this team. I'm the best one on this team. Let me make the next level club team. And
For sure.
everything kind of went like that. The
Hmm.
thing with also with the big goal, it's like you can feel defeated if you don't reach it. You feel like you never succeeded, but it's not true.
Absolutely.
And maybe
Absolutely.
that big goal that you have is not even far enough. Maybe you can go past that goal. So now you got to that goal and you're done.
Hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
problem with making just a huge goal.
Hmm. No, and I think, one of my role models that always talked about this was Kobe, Kobe Bryant. Like he always, and I always watch that guy's YouTube videos and I could cry talking about this, but like, that guy was a legend. Like he loved the process. That guy truly loved the process. And, you know, he's a role model. But yeah, also going off that what you said about relationships, I think that's huge. I mean, I think coming to Israel actually woke me up to that even more because, I played in Germany and, I'm a pretty friendly guy. And, I only had like one or two German friends in 3 years of living there.
Oh my God.
And, then I went to Sweden and, Sweden was a fantastic place. Loved that place, but made tons of good friends there. But I came to Israel and you could probably attest to this yourself. It's like, you make like friends here are like family,
Yeah.
like, you make friends here, and the relationships you build with people are just different than, other places. And I'm not saying you have to live in Israel to build good relationships, but just like you said, like building those relationships through the game, through something that you love is huge.
Even college or high school, like all my
Absolutely.
soccer girls from college, we're always going to be bonded.
For sure. For sure. But hey, thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Uh, Absolutely.
Nice
When are you
meeting
coming back
everyone.
to Israel?
Uh, the end of September, and I actually have
Oh,
some big things coming in the beginning
oh
of
wow.
October. I don't know if I'm supposed to
Okay.
say them yet, so I'll hold off. But keep up
Okay.
to date on my Instagram.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Everyone
And
can follow me,
for
Danielle
sure.
underscore Schulman.
For sure. For sure. I'll drop it after.
Cool.
Thanks so much for the talk. I
Thank
appreciate it, and
you.
enjoy, and
It
stay
was
safe
fun.
out there.
You too. Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you.
Bye.